Welcome back. All right, so we're going to talk about some of the scoring from last night. The Rangers-Boston game I didn't put on the board because I already reviewed that last night. So I figured anybody curious about that one would have watched that review. Also over here, we have tonight's games, but let's start off going over what happened last night. Now, Pittsburgh Penguins icing basically their opening night lineup, get defeated by the Detroit Red Wings 6-2. But this again feeds into something I've been talking about, where the players who are young, the players who are cusp players trying to make it to the team, are likely playing a little harder than a guy like Sidney Crosby, who, let's be honest, he could have the worst camp in history, and the Penguins are not cutting him, right? Same with guys like Gensel. Gensel and Crosby were both -3s in this game. But Kubalik with 2 goals. Nice game for him with Detroit. Zadina with a goal and an assist. He's looking to have a breakthrough year, really, with Detroit. And Bratstrom in net, 19 saves on 20 shots. So showing a little bit of depth there in net for the Detroit Red Wings. The goals scored by Pittsburgh were from McGinn and from Rust. DeSmith and Jari both posted save percentages of .714. So, yeah, it was a rough night all around for everybody in a Pittsburgh jersey. And they'll just move along. And they don't have a game tonight, so they're not overly worried. Detroit does have a game tonight, though, and we'll talk about that in a bit. So I'm not trying to take anything away from Detroit. It's the preseason. So I don't get excited about anything that happens in the preseason. The Islanders in against the New Jersey Devils last night. The Devils won that one 4-1. For the Islanders, their goal was from Soshnikov. Schneider saved 13 out of 14 shots in his portion of the game. On the other side of the ice, Hughes with a goal. Nice to see him getting the scoring going in the preseason. And Schmid was the goaltender with 11 saves on 11 shots in his portion of the game. And so we'll see whether or not he ends up being the starter in the minors or whether he ends up being the backup in the minors, because you got Dawes, you got Schmid, both of them around the same, but we'll see, right? Of course, Utica had a fantastic start last season, right? And oddly enough, the goaltending was part of a huge start for the Utica Comets, whereas the New Jersey Devils, goaltending was an issue for them all year. So just odd. Anyways, Philadelphia in against Buffalo. Buffalo wins that one 2-1. Konechny had the only goal for Philadelphia. Grosnick was in the net, saved 12 out of 14 shots in his portion of the game. And on the Buffalo side, Biro had both goals. So Biro trying to push his way onto the roster. And Malcolm Subban had 12 shots and saved all 12 in relief. So overall, not a lot to take out of this game other than, hey, Buffalo's playing again tonight. And we'll see if they can be the respectable team this year that they're hoping they can be. Not saying playoffs, just, respectable, above 500 kind of hockey here. Carolina beat Tampa 5-1. I still see the NHL app saying the Tampa-Carolina game tonight is on. Last I heard, that was canceled because there's a hurricane going into Tampa. So I'm going to go ahead and say no. Nemesnikov had the 1 goal for Tampa Bay. Legace played the whole game, 41 saves on 46 shots. So you don't want to allow 46 shots against Carolina, right? On the Carolina side, Coughlin with 3 assists. And I still think that while trading out Pacioretty was something Vegas had to do because they had to get under the cap, I think losing Coughlin hurts. And I think Coughlin was an excellent pickup by Carolina, but we'll see. Svechnikov had a goal and an assist, and Kotkaniemi had 2 assists as well. So Kotkaniemi hoping to get off to a fast start this year. Arizona lost to Dallas in overtime, 4-3 in overtime. And Bukestad had a goal for Arizona. Impressive goal by him, and of course he with the new team trying to impress. Gillies with the new team as well, 14 saves on 15 shots for him. The expectation is he'll be the backup for Arizona this year. Marchman had 2 goals, including the game winner at 1:42 of overtime. Foxa with 2 assists. So if Marchman can score 2 goals a game, that'd help because they don't have Robertson. So go sign Robertson. Anyways, Ottawa and Winnipeg. Winnipeg wins that one 5-3. For the Ottawa Senators, Pinto with a goal and an assist. Same with Mott. So Mott getting off to a good start with his new team. And again, this is preseason, so the stats get wiped out. But Pinto getting a goal and an assist is good too. Pinto being healthy is huge. On the Jet side, Kyle Connor, a goal and 2 assists. And Torgerson had 2 goals as well for Winnipeg. So way to go, Torgerson. Nice. On the St. Louis-Chicago side of things, St. Louis wins 4-1. O'Reilly with a goal and 2 assists. Binnington, 20 saves on 21 shots. Now that Husso's gone, they're going to need Binnington to play like the Binnington of the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. But last night's game an indicator that he's going to start pretty well. The one goal for Chicago came from Gutman, and Mrazek saved 9 out of 10 shots in his portion of the game that he played. Minnesota and Colorado. Minnesota won this matchup 5-2 last night. Jost had 2 goals. Boldy had 2 assists, and Firstov had a goal as well. I love the name Firstov. It's a great way to start a conversation. Well, Firstov, yeah, that's all I got. On the Colorado side, Kaut, who's looking to make the team and hoping that he can get a chance to impress. A goal and an assist for him. Charles Hudon had 2 assists. Francouz, 21 saves on 26 shots, so he'll be looking to put that behind him. Oh, good news. It's preseason. It doesn't go on your official stat line. Speaking of which, Calgary goes into Seattle last night, loses 3-0, so the faster that they can get rid of that game, the better. Vladar saved 32 out of 34, so he had a very good game. Podorowski with a goal for Seattle. Grubauer saved all 10 shots he faced. Hellberg saved all 15 shots he saved as they shared the shutout between the two of them. Anaheim and San Jose. This was a 5-4 victory for the San Jose Sharks. Godin with 2 goals for the Anaheim Ducks. Stolars saved 24 out of 29 in the Anaheim net. Gadjevich with a goal and an assist for San Jose. And Robbins, who's trying to make the team, 2 assists for him. And yeah, San Jose will have some openings. Maybe Robbins gets into one of them. Reimer saved 26 out of 30 at the other end. So both goaltenders played the whole game there, and as the preseason goes along, that'll become more and more common. The split games between goaltenders will be gone by the wayside as guys get cut. So tonight's games, we have 3 games starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Buffalo in against Columbus. Montreal and Toronto, I'm leaning towards watching and reviewing that one because it should be very entertaining no matter what happens. And Washington in against the Philadelphia Flyers. Flyers looking to bounce back from a 2-1 loss against Buffalo. Keep in mind, these rosters aren't anywhere near consistent from one game to the next because preseason. So, yeah. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific start time. Chicago in against Detroit. So, Detroit will be looking to win another and maybe have some momentum through the preseason, right? Then, an hour and a half later, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, the Battle of Alberta. Edmonton and Calgary. That should be entertaining. Usually is. And then an hour later, the last 3 games of the night get started with Arizona in against the Anaheim Ducks. I think that's the second time they faced each other already. Colorado, Vegas, I know that's the second time they faced each other already. San Jose and LA. And this is standard. Preseason, you will see teams playing against each other multiple times. Usually won't be the same roster twice. And yeah, so some entertaining results from last night. I'm really enjoying the reactions that I'm seeing to games that don't mean anything and the stats don't mean anything, and yet I get the hype, and I get why people are excited or freaking out. There are definitely some fan bases as well that are freaking out and already deciding what's wrong. Why aren't we going to win this year? And we'll see what happens. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.